told you. That's word. You know, I'm noticing an escalation of I'm trying to think of the words to put it. It's an escalation of ball busting, okay? Whether from Jews or Christians or the, Hebrew roots people. This is the stuff that really upsets me. Because, being insightful, as I am, whatever that means, I've noticed that the servants of Satan, Lucifer, Satan, Lucifer, the devil, those people that serve him are they're singular in their purpose. It doesn't matter if they're a Mason, Rosicrucian, Knights of Columbus, Knights Templar, Skull and Bones, any of them, nefarious organizations, any of them. It doesn't matter who they are. They're all singular in their purpose. The dark hand works its way, and they make no bones about it. They are the brotherhood of evil, okay? But the Israelites, the Hebrews, the people who call themselves by the name of God, okay, those people, constantly backsliding, constantly kicking each other in the balls, constantly finding one excuse or another, some petty doctrinal issue, or some obtuse or obscure little piece of dogma gets these people bent out of shape like no other. I haven't been seeing these people for years do this stuff, but I'm seeing an escalation lately of these preachers that come out. It doesn't matter if you're Langford, you're still Steve Quayle. Yes, I'm calling your names out. Who's that cat that did the tribulation after the tribulation movie? Whatever his name is, I can't even remember. But a lot of these outspoken pastors, and rabbis and these kinds of people. Singling out other people or other people groups, like particularly these Christian pastors coming out against the Hebrew roots movement, talking about how it's a doctrine of devils, and those people are the most deluded people, and they are falling away from the first century faith. What a bunch of horseshit. I mean, come on. If you guys think that you've arrived at the original faith, you are deluded. You have issues. And you, being the so-called servants of God, who are you to judge another man's servant? You know, they may not have it all together, but neither do you. And if you think you've arrived, then you stand at the gate of hell. If you think somehow your revelation of the Scriptures is somehow better than theirs, that they don't have it, that they're so-called deceived, then my friend, you have to research your Scriptures a little bit better. Because from what I can see, those people are trying to return to the original faith. Those people are latching on to their identity and realizing that what they're involved in this world as it is today is a bunch of horse shit, and they want something better. They want something better for themselves. They want something better for their children. And so they have attached themselves to the law of kindness, which you so-called Christians seem to pick and choose which commandment you're going to follow and which commandment you're going to disregard at a moment's notice. So I really don't want to hear these people are deceived. I don't know anywhere in the Scriptures where it was written that keeping the commandments of God will lose your salvation. Yeah? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying these people have lost their salvation. Oh, is that right? Okay. Once saved, always saved. Unless you start following commandments. That doesn't make any sense. As a matter of fact, I remember the Messiah saying, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Which commandments are those? Oh, I don't know. Probably those ones at the beginning of the book. If you really want to get technical about it, it was easier to follow after Moses than it was to follow after Messiah, because he made the law more stringent. He didn't just give you the letter of the law, he gave you the spirit of the law. When he said things like, oh, and if you even look at a woman to lust after her, then you have already committed adultery with her in your heart. Doesn't matter if you actually followed through on the act or not, you committed adultery in your heart. He went to the heart of the matter, thus making the law harder to fulfill. Let's just look at that just a little bit deeper, shall we? Before we start calling the king's servant deceived. Before we start labeling here and there who's saved and who's not. You point the finger, you point the finger at yourself. Because if they've lost their salvation, you've lost yours. Just want to let that set in. You say, oh, well, you can't keep the law. You can't. I don't know, I remember in Deuteronomy saying, it is not too hard for you. It is not over the sea for you to say to somebody, go over the sea and bring it to us so that we can hear it and do it. It's not in the heavens so that you can say to a person, go to the heavens for us and bring it to us so that we can hear it and do it. It is very near to you, in your heart and in your mouth to do it. Guys, you really piss me off. We should love our neighbor as ourselves. And here we go, kicking each other in the balls because somebody doesn't believe the way you believe. And that's why a house divided cannot stand. And that's why we have to go through a time of tribulation. Because without tribulation, you assholes never get it together! Move on.